Yeah, what's good, everybody? Today is February the 25th, 2025. Most Crazy Daily Files. We thank you guys for just another chance to come together, lift you up. We actually got that you bless our conversations as well as our viewers as well. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yo, what's good, everybody? Let me know what platform you guys are checking in on, whether it be YouTube or Facebook. Share, like, also. We're gonna jump into. I want to say happy born day to everybody that celebrated over this previous week. Congratulations to the the Ducker Poe fam union. Now they just got married over the weekend or last month, so congratulations to Tiff and her husband. I want to say definitely condolences to Mr. Christopher Jasper. We enjoyed a lot of his music and his talented shit over the years. And certainly, last but not least, is Miss Roberta Flack. We lost Miss Roberta Flack just yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or Sunday evening, man. And it's like, I thank her for her contribution to society, to mankind. Like, she was definitely a jewel and a gift in so many different ways, and lasted so long and was a part of so many people successful careers, from Luther to Marvin Gaye and who else? Peebo Bryson, just Donny Hathaway, my all-time favorite. She played a part in so many people's lives, and we just thank her for her gift, thank her for her music, and her pen game as far as the songs that she wrote for herself as well as other artists too. So she's definitely gonna be missed. 88 years old, but thank her for her contribution. Tonight, got one of my OGs, man, dude that I met a couple of years ago. We was working for this company together. And we used to have good conversations. It was, it was just good conversations all the time. I miss this cat, man. But it's like it's one thing, especially for me, for people like me. I love when I come across people that's unapologetically them. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to be just who you are. Either you like it or you don't. And from day one, he was always like that, straight shooter. So I love it. I love when I meet somebody that got a like mind like that, there, where they shoot straight off the hip, man. But that talk about none other than my boy George Stanley. What's good, George?
All is well, my brothers. All is well.
It's been, and I was looking through it earlier. I think he was on the third show ever. And here it is. We coming up on 5 years, man. It's been too long since we had you back on,
man. I knew it had been a minute. I didn't know it was 5.
yeah. It's gonna be 5 years in June, man.
You got to get me back on a little bit more often, bro.
No doubt, man. So just, for those that don't know or didn't check you out the last time, just tell them a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah, I'm an IT guy, man. I'm born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida. Went to FAMU High. Most people don't know FAMU has a high school. One of the few black colleges that do. Southern University has one. I think Howard has one, but I know Southern has one, and we have one. So it's a few black colleges that still have high schools. So you think about growing up on a black campus back in the 60s and 70s, right? Kindergarten to 12th grade. And you pretty much automatically guaranteed to go to the university. I personally chose not to. Went to IT school in Tampa, so I got a little different journey from some of my classmates and my friends and my family. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Florida. You're talking about Florida a little while ago, me and you, before everybody came on. So Florida, right here in Tallahassee, is North Florida. So technically, we are South Georgia.
Okay, yeah. Literally.
Yeah, we got clay hills in the yard, bro. I dig down about 6 inches. It's clay. It ain't dirt. Yeah, you got to bring dirt in to make the grass grow.
So is that like a real like that's like a major thing down there in Florida though, like North Florida versus South Florida?
Yeah. South Florida is gonna be sand, and according to where you go, it might be some muck. If you're familiar with the muck down there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Markley, they got sugar cane and stuff like that. But
so anyway, talk about take me back to that a little bit. You said you grew up there going to, because that's very rare. I remember you sharing that with me before, but it's very rare that you see like a schooling system, so to speak, where you go from kindergarten through 12th, and in college is like it's all one.
It is.
What was that experience like?
Well, that's the only thing I know, right? So I never got to go to a PW.
Okay.
Never, never, ever. Now the IT school was that, but it wasn't a college. It was an IT school. So I chose IT because I kind of saw the future. Computers.
Mm-hmm.
So we talking 1977, right?
Okay.
So that was the year I finished high school. I was 17. I'm a late birthday kid. So back then you could go to school, and unless it was December 30th, 31st, or whatever, you could go to school at 5 years old, 4 years old in kindergarten, 5 years old in first grade.
Okay.
They since changed that to what, August 31st or September 1st to cut off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what they did down here. I don't know what they did other places, but yeah. So no. So at the end of the day, all I knew was black people. That's all I knew, as far as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it was obviously different outside of your environment, right? Outside of your
Mm-hmm.
house, outside of your school, outside of your church. So yeah, it's a little town down here in Florida called Perry, Taylor County. That's the one time my dad told me do not speed when I started driving. Don't stop and get gas. Get gas before you leave Tallahassee. It's only 50 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop to eat. Don't do anything out of the way. That's the time to pull you over. The speed limit 35. You're doing 36.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I never got it, but a couple of my buddies got it. Got pulled over because they didn't know no better. But honestly, I ain't gonna go into all them details, man. At the end of the day, it is what it was, or it was what it is. My dad grew up in the 40s, whole
Mm-hmm.
lot different. You
Yeah.
know. Anybody on here 50 plus?
I don't know. I'm waiting on them to jump in the comments. Y'all come in the comments. Y'all got any questions or comments for us? Um, but yeah, so now the movie Rosewood. Like, how far is that? Where that city is based on? That is based on? How far is that?
Uh,
Where you at?
about 200 miles. I went
Okay.
through there. Yeah, it's down. I want to say it's down around Orlando. It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long. So check this out. This is the crazy part. So one of the movies, probably not the one with Ben Rames in it, but it's another Rosewood. They actually burned down my great aunt's house to make it seem like that was part of Rosewood. It was a black director.
Wow.
Yeah, they used that because it was abandoned. It was an old stick board house, sit up off the ground about 10 feet off the ground. The
Mm-hmm.
stairs about 15 deep. You had to walk up the stairs to get in the house. Porch had wood floors, and be careful you step through the porch, stuff like that.
Wow,
But
that's crazy.
yeah, they burned that house, and it was part of the black movie. Well, one of the black movies about Rosewood. So we got to
All
see
right.
that.
So then in Tallahassee was like I know it's considered the South, and like I said, Florida, y'all like y'all own little country itself. Like Florida do whatever they want to. I
Yeah,
remember when the pandemic first happened, and they were saying could nobody go in the boat. It was still like girls going wild out there, people on they boats and police out there. They laughing at the police. They like Florida's just a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
it is. It
But
is. It's probably like California. It's just different, but it's wild. It's just you do what you want to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, so what was it like in Tallahassee as far as race relations growing up in the 60s and the 70s?
Was them versus us. We fought. So think about it like this: there was only two black schools in Tallahassee,
Okay.
FAMU High and Ricketts High. Later on, they integrated Godby. Well, truth be known, it was Lincoln High and FAMU High. They brought Ricketts in and Godby, and they started moving the kids that weren't at FAMU High to interracial schools, and all that was a big fight. Big
Okay.
fights. My cousin went to Leon, another PWI school, but big fights, big fights. We talking about sheriff department coming out, stopping, obviously locking up the black kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the other kids that weren't black, they got to get away with it. So, but the good part is we won most of the fights, from what I was told.
So around what time period would you say that they
70,
integrated schools and integrated the schools down there?
68, 69, 70 was kind of sort of the peak because the kids from Lincoln, old Lincoln, they kind of migrated over a period of time. So they didn't all go right away. So I was fortunate enough to have junior high. They changed it to middle school in the 70s down here. So
Okay.
all I knew was junior high. So
Mm-hmm.
elementary, honestly, was K through 6. Junior high, 7th, 8th, and ninth.
Okay.
High school, you couldn't go to high school in ninth grade like they do now.
It was still considered junior high.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
People, we Southern people were a little bit concerned about ninth grade girls going to school with seniors.
Wow.
And that's really what it was. I didn't know that till after I finished. Yeah.
Like it's a year difference though. Like
Yeah, but I'm sure some ladies on the thing. Back then they blossomed a little bit sooner. And I'm sure with all the stuff added to the food, they probably blossom even faster now.
yeah,
I got 4 boys. All I know is my granddaughters. Is all I know.
got you. Gotcha. Yeah, because
And I got
certain parts of North Carolina was like that too. I remember, like when I would come down and visit in the '80s and what have you, you know, my family and whatnot, they was the same way. Because like Jersey was all high school, which for as far as I remember was always 9th through 12th. But in
right.
North Carolina, it was like you said down like it was down there. Like junior, 9th grade was still junior high, so you only had 3 years of high school, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And I always thought
Okay.
that was kind of weird.
Yeah. So what year you talking? You talking about late '80s, mid '80s?
Yeah, like the mid '80s.
Yeah, we changed in Florida probably. I finished high school in '77, so they probably changed right around then, '76, '77.
Okay.
But that's just Florida. Everybody different. We do. And honestly, I don't know why they changed it. They should have left it like it was.
Mm-hmm. So what was it like being at one of the only one of the few blacks at the tech school that you went to down there?
Nobody talked. They just looked at us.
Like you
The
was like
teacher,
an experiment.
yeah, I was on my own. Then
Gotcha.
eventually, two young brothers joined, and it was 3 of us out of 25. Classroom was 25 people strong, so 21. There was 2 Chinese boys, 19 Caucasians, and 3 black kids.
Mm-hmm.
4, yeah, 3 black kids. But yeah,
Now, did you feel like they was kind of like mesmerized that how smart you guys were, like that you guys were their peers and whatnot?
they
Did
couldn't
you
believe
feel
it.
like
They couldn't believe it. They didn't. First off, they didn't want us there.
okay?
But when we started passing the test, if you think about it back then, we were doing binary numbers, man. We wasn't doing regular math. We was doing binary numbers, zeros and ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did binary, man. We did octal, 0 to 8, 0 to 7. We did, it was crazy. Hexadecimal. We hadn't heard that stuff before. But once we got it, we got it.
So I was about to say, how was the adjustment getting used to acclimated to that type of environment?
To be honest, I went down there at 17 in July. We started school in July. So to be honest with you, straight up, July, August, September, October, we was in. Put it like this: they advanced all 3 of us and one of the Chinese boys to the next class, which was 3 months ahead of us.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I started in August. I started in July, and I graduated. We graduated in April, not that next year, but the year after. So we skipped. We got skipped up 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know them. You know them. I hope ain't nobody on this phone, but like that. But some blue eyes didn't like that too much. We fought. We fought down there too.
Wow.
It's
So it's
okay.
like you had to fight in the classroom and out the classroom, so to speak.
But well, we were in Tampa, so to be honest, Tampa area wasn't as bad as Tallahassee growing up.
Okay.
So Tampa wasn't bad outside. We fought in the school. We fought after class outside.
Okay.
But luckily back then, nobody had a gun, nobody had a stick, nobody had a lethal weapon, right? Nobody had a
Nobody
jackhammer.
dying. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't nobody dying, wasn't nobody getting the skull cracked open unless Debo came around, but we ain't had no Debo.
Mm-hmm.
So scuffle, fight, 2 against 1, 3 against 1, whatever.
So would you say that it was more, you dealt with more racism in the northern part of Florida versus
Yes,
the
yes,
south? Or
100%.
okay,
Remember the earlier comment I made? South Georgia.
got you.
Yeah, South Georgia. Tampa ain't nothing like South Georgia. We are literally 12, 15 miles from the Georgia state line
Yeah.
from where I live. If you go north of town, you're 2 miles from the Georgia state line.
Okay.
That's where the Red Clay Hills. So Tallahassee, you haven't been to Tallahassee before, have you?
Now I got to get down and hopefully this year because I keep saying I want to get to a game at Dope.
Oh, you're a Seminole fan, huh?
Yeah,
What?
unfortunately.
What? Well,
Unfortunately.
well, I don't have no choice. I got to be a Rattler. I got to be a FAMU Rattler. I don't have an option.
Now, speaking of that, you still go to the games?
I hadn't missed one yet.
I know you said it. How long has it been that?
37, 38 years since I missed a game. A
Wow.
home game. A home game. But now,
Now,
having said that, the last 30 years, I've either held the chains on the sideline for
okay.
20 of those years. In the last 10, 12 years, I've been running the clock.
Okay.
So,
Oh, so you a vet down there in Rattler land.
yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Now, is FAMU still ranked nationally? What was it?
No, no. This past year, 24 was a bad year, 8-4 or whatever it was. The year before we
I'm
won.
not talking about sports. I'm talking about as far as academically. Because I know at
Yeah,
one time it was ranked amongst the nation's best, not just for HBCUs, but period.
it was, but not so much right now.
Mm.
We still in top 5, top 10 HBCUs now. But as far as across the nation now, we not. So at one time we had a president, Dr. Humphreys, and he was pulling in those Rhodes Scholars. That's what pissed
Okay.
off the white folks. He was pulling in Rhodes Scholars from all over the country, and he did that intentionally. He had a really good plan. You pull in Rhodes Scholars, you get more money.
Mm-hmm.
So we were the top school, HBCU, PWI, whatever, for Rhodes Scholars, but that's been years ago.
Okay.
We ain't getting them like that no more. But Howard, honestly, I give Howard credit. Howard is probably, if not the best, one of the best HBCUs in the country.
Okay. Better than Clark and Morris Brown and all of them in Atlanta.
Well, you got Morehouse and Clark probably sitting right there close, but
Mm-hmm.
Howard gonna be hard to beat. Howard still got a medical school. I don't know who else got one. Maybe Southern, maybe Morehouse, maybe Spelman. I'm not sure. But Howard still has not just a medical school. They still got their own hospital.
Oh, yeah, that's big. That's major.
Well, we had one too.
Especially when you talking HBCUs.
Oh no, fam, you had one too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because I think it was either science or medicine that FAMU was ranked real high, like, I guess the 90s, 2000s, or whatever. That's
Sure,
what we
you talking pharmacy. Pharmacy department was number one.
pharmacy. There you go.
Yeah, but we had a hospital. They closed it down. The state closed it down.
Mm.
They also closed down law school in like 69. But you know what's amazing? They closed the law school in let's say May, that summer graduation, spring graduation.
Mm-hmm.
FSU opened up a law school in August. Your school, FSU.
Yeah, that's man. So talking about Florida State, talking about they literally like right across the street from each other, right?
Yeah, one street divides us called Gain Street.
So what was it like historically as far as race relations in terms of that? You got FAMU here, you got Florida State there. Were they looking at you guys like little brother?
No. The exact opposite.
Okay.
The exact opposite. They fought back in the day. They fought in the 60s and 70s. The colleges did, but I wasn't in that. No. No, sir. No high school kid that had no business fighting over there on campus.
Now,
They started integrating in the 60s.
Now, what's those populations like between the difference between Florida State and
Fam probably got 8,000, 9,000. Florida State probably got 35,000, 40,000, maybe 40, 45 now.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can't win no football game without us.
Period. And which is why I said too, because me and Jim used to always talk about, Jim a diehard Florida State fan. And
yeah, I used to pick on it.
It was like for me, I'm one of those old school people. You know what I mean? That's why I ain't even tease you about your Raiders because I can't talk being a Giant fan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right now.
Well,
But
I'm a Raider fan, so I have nothing.
Old school people, like once I'm a fan for life. Right?
Same here.
So it's like as I got older and I started paying attention, especially this last 10, 15 years, I'm like, yo, from the outside looking in, Florida State seemed to be kind of racist when it comes to things like that.
I was waiting on you to say that.
Yeah, because it's like they bring, what's my man name? Ty Willingham. They bring him in. Was it Ty Williams?
No,
No, Taggart, Willie Taggart.
that was Notre Dame coach was Ty.
Yeah, Willie Taggart. We bring Willie Taggart in. They get rid of him his first year. But
Now,
then we go and get Mike Norvell.
He had a year and a half, 2 years.
Like, come on, man. Like it can't be no more obvious to me than that. And what really was disheartening to me was the fact that, well, what made it seem like they was really racist to me when I thought about it was when we had the chance to bring Deion back there. We already know, and 2020 is hindsight, but I was saying this. Deion name alone is going to bring ticket sales. It's going to bring, you're going to get commits because you ain't even got to leave the state of Florida when you're talking about getting the athletes that you want. You can, but, you know, Florida, one of them states like Texas, like y'all play football year round.
Oh, yeah.
And for you not to capitalize on that opportunity because you don't want the coach to be bigger than you or the boosters or whoever making that call, it was like, what are we really doing? It's like, what are we really doing?
So check it out. So I'm going to give you the backstory on that. That is 100% true, what you said. Mm-hmm. The part that you don't know, growing up in Tallahassee and being around Tallahassee, and like I said, I was here when Deion played. So I didn't tell you, I don't know if I told you this. I worked Bobby Bowden's scrimmages and his Garden and Gold games. I'm a ref. I've been refereeing for 39 years.
Okay.
So I met all them cats. Deion, I'll tell you this, and you know it because of the way he played. Deion is one of the most arrogant mofos I've ever met.
Yeah.
All right. But when he was in college, I was like, he can't back that up when he got the NFL, but he did. So having said that part, these people down there, without me calling them what I want to call them, these people despise Deion. The power to be.
Because he was bigger than the program.
So check it out. Some of those head people would have to die for Deion to be a head coach of Florida State.
Gotcha.
Now that's true.
And that's what I felt. I'm glad you confirmed it for me because that's the way I feel.
These old heads down here, these so-called millionaires in Tallahassee, which it really ain't. They fake millionaires. But at the end of the day, they'd rather kick the bucket than to let Deion Sanders be the head coach of Florida State. He was never going to get a job. So for the record, Willie Taggart was a gap filler. That's all he was. We all knew it in Tallahassee. We all knew it. He came to Tallahassee doing the tomahawk chop and all that old stuff, and talking about he always wanted to play at Florida State, but Bobby wouldn't recruit him. All right, keep on running your mouth. Mm-hmm. And I hope ain't nobody kidding with a Taggart. But at the end of the day, you can't ride around in Tallahassee with your SUV dog tinted windows and I don't know what he did, make a wrong turn or speeding or whatever, and they pull you over and your car smell like weed, and you the head coach.
Oh man!
So
I didn't know he was getting down like that.
Well, he was gonna be gone regardless, whether that happened or not. Straight up true. Bobby Bowden's children, Bobby Bowden's coaches,
yeah,
they got away with murder. Deion got away with it, but Deion, he just was so arrogant. He was gonna do what he wanted to do,
regardless.
And I wasn't mad at his skill set, but the arrogance and being so disrespectful to other people back then. Mm-hmm. Back then, he was 19, 20, 21 years old. It's not his fault. He got out of somewhere down there on the West Coast with Bartow or whatever. And he got to Tallahassee, and they gave him what he wanted. He got a new car, new SUV. All of them got it back then. All of them.
Because he got away at Fort Myers, right?
Yeah, he's from down that way. Fort Myers, yeah. Somewhere down that way. Yeah, I call it West Coast of Florida. But yeah. But now, mind you, I met him several times. He's changed. So check this out. He's coming to Tallahassee and do 2 games. Bring his team from Dallas when Shadir and Shiloh and all the other boys was playing high school ball.
Okay.
So you ever heard Corey Fuller? The name Corey Fuller?
Yeah.
That's his road boy. So Fuller would call me and get me to talk to Deion. So I did one of their games. Corey Fuller played Deion, but 2 years before that, when Shadir was a sophomore quarterback, they came to Bragg Stadium and played FAMU High. I did that game too. I'm the ref.
All right.
Now, mind you, I wasn't the only black ref, but I was probably one of the first ones. So they all trusted me. All the brother coaches trusted me.
Okay.
So you knew I was gonna do the right thing. Wasn't gonna be no problem. Mm-hmm. So Deion, I go to the doggone sideline when the Dallas team come to town, whatever their name was, and because we get the spreadsheet on who the head coach is, I went to the head coach. the head coach says, Dion coaching the head coach tonight. I'm gonna step aside. And I kind of knew that, but because he was on paper as the head coach, I had to go talk to him first.
Okay.
So Dion said, Stanley, man, what's going on? I said, nothing, man. How you doing, bro? I said, all right, coach. We're gonna have a good, clean game, right? All your players legally quit, basic stuff. All your players legally quit. You got any trick passes, any trick plays you need to tell me about? Just basic stuff. You want to call timeout? Guy on the sideline, let him know. He'll let me know. You got any questions? Let my linesman and line judge know. We'll come to the sideline and talk about it. All right, cool. Man, we get in the game. Shadir out there with gold chains on. Take this off, bro. You can't play with gold on in high school. Take that off.
He is father son.
Yeah. Now, mind you, the boy, this 10th grader, the boy 15 and 16.
Yeah.
So we go through the game, man, and Faneuil High got the little lead for a little while. Now, Faneuil High not good. So they was upset on the sideline until they took over. They wound up beating Faneuil High 47-6 or 47-7. Faneuil only scored the one touchdown because Shiloh, going to run back the kick, thought he was a superstar, high stepping. One of the Faneuil High boys took him out, flipped him, he fell, and before he hit the ground, he let the ball go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Faneuil High got the ball inside the 30. Boom, touchdown. So they behind, they mad. It took them a while to catch up and pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, whatever, man, whatever. So I talked to Dion at halftime. I said, all right, y'all got the lead now. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. When they get up to like 28, 29-point lead, I'm going to run the clock. He's no problem, all right. And just as soon as I started running the clock, when they lead by 35, he want to complain. I'm like, come on, Dion. Come on, bro. I know it's on ESPN3. Everybody watching you. Yeah. I get it. I say, but coach, it's high school.
So speaking of Dion, what do you think? Since you seen him early, do you think Shador is NFL ready? You think he ready to be a franchise quarterback?
Right. The only thing I don't like is they're trying to send him to the Raiders, and not because I'm a Raider fan. Well, it is because I'm a Raider fan, but I really don't want him to get hurt. We have no offensive line,
and that's the same thing I've been saying. That's been a Giants problem for almost the last 20 years. We have no line.
Yep.
So I wouldn't want to see him come there either.
Right.
Now, who would you take? Who would you take if you had the top pick? Who would you take first? Would you take him or Cam?
For the Raiders or just overall?
Overall, you starting a franchise.
Cam Ward.
You think Cam is a more suited quarterback?
Did you see him play?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And that's the thing. I think the one knock that I would have on Shador is for me personally, I think Shador, he holds on to the ball too long. And
he's trying to make something
that on the next level.
Yeah, he's trying to make something happen. I get it. And he did it. He did a lot. They won a lot of games this past year.
He did.
And he made a lot of plays. Late in the game, they came back and beat people. So I get it. But man, I don't want to take over your whole show, bro. Ain't nobody else saying nothing.
Ain't nobody in the comments on us tonight.
All right. Just me and you.
Yeah. So with back to the whole Florida thing, what do you feel as far as the governor down there, or just the state of? You got first of all, you got your governor, then you got just the state of the where do you think we headed at right now as far as Elon Musk and his Doge and what have you?
So the Santas, I told you we call him the Satan down here. That's his nickname, the Satan. So at the end of the day, he's gonna follow suit now. He thought he was gonna get one of those doggone spots up there. He hadn't got one yet. Mm-hmm. So that clown created Doge down here in Florida. And it's gonna go in effect probably this session in the March 1st of April. He's talking about laying off or getting rid of 700 positions in the state. Now, 700 positions ain't nothing for the state of Florida. Nothing. If he said 7,000, okay, he might put a decent dent in the state government. 700, that many returned this year in the drop program. So that's not a big factor for us. But at the end of the day, he did come out today. So I usually don't give him a pass, but he wants to put in legislation. Well, we don't have to pay property tax. Now, mind you, I got just enough sense that that's never going to happen. But the fact that he said it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is, He's not gonna get rid of property taxes, but at least he's gonna knock them down. Hopefully, truth be known, my property tax out there in the country where I live, because I got 7 acres, is $4,500 a year.
Okay.
My parents, because they passed last year, I don't have homestead anymore, so it's $8,000 a year. So, do I want them to get rid of property tax? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about it, I'm gonna pay it regardless. But what I'm also doing, since we're talking about property, I chopped up some property today out front of the house, and I'm gonna turn it over with. You from you in Jersey or you in Carolina?
I'm in Carolina, but I'm
All
from
right.
Jersey.
Yeah. So you know about farm equipment?
A little.
So I got a good sized tractor. So I got a bush hog, a finishing mower. I got what we call harrowers, and I got planters. So the harrowers chop the dirt up, turn it over, nice and fresh, and you can plant in it. So I'm thinking about planting pines. If I plant pines, I get a big discount on agriculture.
Okay.
So I started that process today.
Now,
So
is that big as far as like horticulture and agriculture and all that there? Is that big amongst the black community there in Florida?
Not big as it needs to be. No, not even close.
Okay.
My dad planted vegetables and stuff for years, and I always got the discount. It was $3,000 and some odd dollars instead of the $8,000 I'm paying for that property. But guess what? Like I told my kids, that property is not for sale. The house is on it, family land, family property. I done told my 20-some-year-old grandkids, do not sell this property or mine.
Mm-hmm. Under no circumstances.
Don't matter what.
Yeah.
If you get locked up, give it to one of your siblings. Turn it over. Somebody. We done lost most of our property out there already. Man, my great grandfather had 180 acres.
Wow.
I'm sitting on 7. My parents sitting on 4, so that's 11, and I got 10 acres next door.
That's a lot of land, George.
Well, my cousin next door to me on the south side of the property, he got 25 acres. He was a single kid. My dad had a sister, so they had to split theirs. And so my aunt's kids, they got 20 acres on the other side of the 10 I got now. Not counting my 11. So yeah, we good. We just got to have enough common sense to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I'm good. My kids, I got 4 boys. 3 out of 4, all right. Just that one though.
There's always one, right?
There's always one, bro. It's always one. It's always that one kid. Yeah.
What do you think it would take for us to, because I remember like back in the day they had you used to always see like the recruiters coming to schools and whatnot, different things of that nature there. What do you think would have to take place for it to become more in the black culture, learning about horticulture and things of that nature there? Because I can't lie, I didn't learn anything about that there or how much money was involved or how much money could be made until I moved to Little Rock, Arkansas. Like we didn't know nothing in Jersey about no farming, and we used to wonder growing up in my city. We used to wonder why they called it the Garden State because we didn't see no grass unless we went to the park.
Wasn't no garden, no. Wasn't no garden. They were just green, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So when you go outside, when you go to like the southern Jersey, you start to see cows and like. But most people didn't even leave our county. You know what I mean? So it was just a different experience.
No, we had cows. My great grandfather had pigs. He had more cows. We got our cows from our grandfather. My dad and I raised the cows. I had a horse, man. I had a horse at 9 years old. My horse
at 9, you said?
At 9 years old. So the song came out by Clarence Carter called Patches. I liked the song so much at 9, 10 years old, I named my horse Patches. I know, you can't make this shit up. It's 100% the truth. But having said that, so you're familiar with Alabama A&M, Florida A&M, Prairie View A&M. You know what A&M stands for?
Agriculture and
mechanical.
Mechanical, yeah.
Every school in the South that's got A&M on it, the agriculture school. We just happen to be mechanical because we had an engineering school. FSU about took that over too. But you know what Huntsville is, Alabama A&M. You know what they work on, right?
Nah, what's they number one?
NASA. Engineering.
Okay.
The engineering kids tend to work for NASA. Maybe not all of them because some of FAMU kids work for NASA, but now Huntsville has a big NASA spot, place up there.
Yeah, now I was just saying about that not too long ago.
Right. So FAMU kids engineering before FSU jumped in and took over and took control of everything like the PWIs always do in the same city. But Southern didn't let LSU take them over.
And they're pretty close too, right? Southern and LSU.
Very, very close. They're probably not as close as FAMU and FSU. We're across one street, Gain Street. We can literally throw a rock and hit FSU buildings, and they can throw a rock and hit some of ours. Well, maybe not that close, but we can throw a rock and hit theirs because they've impeded Gain Street. They're actually on both sides of Gain Street now. They're just not infiltrated into the FAMU community.
Gotcha.
But they're getting close. They're getting closer day by day.
Like you said, what would it take more kids to get interested in it? Because I want to say, like I said, when I went to Arkansas, I would hear younger cats. I knew one dude that had a farm or whatever, and he was like, the government was paying him like close to up to like almost $1 million just to give him, because they were trying to get more black farmers and you know what I mean, things of that nature there. But he was making buku money at 28. He wanted to, I think, get growing like strawberries.
So he was a horticulture guy.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what you think it would take for us to get our youth more involved in stuff like that, because it's profitable, and we got to become more self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? As far as, especially when we talking about growing our own foods and things like that. There, we talked about it earlier. I don't know if we was on camera yet, but we were talking about, like, just what's in the foods of these days and now. Like, you can't trust a lot of this stuff to be eating it. Like, you know what I mean?
Think about it. We raised our own chickens. I didn't ring probably 100 chicken necks. We ate that chicken out the yard the same day. I used to kill rabbits.
It wasn't like no pets. Like, it wasn't no attachment. Y'all knew what it was going to be.
Well, I didn't know at 8, 9 years old. I found out later what it was. But I thought it was just for making eggs. Because we didn't buy no eggs.
Okay.
We didn't buy no peas, field peas. We talking about 4 or 5 different varieties. White acre peas, cream 40s, cream 6. Man, we had all kind of peas. Butter beans, string beans, collard greens, the most sour tasting mustard greens, turnips. We had all that stuff, bro. Corn, watermelon. And we won't even talk about the grapevine.
And that's just what your father grew himself.
Well, no. My great-grandfather who taught my father, who grew half of that.
Okay.
My father grew watermelons, butter beans, white acre peas, cream 40s, cream 6 peas, corn, string beans, okra. But my dad didn't like the chicken because, you ever been around chicken, S-H-I-T? It smells.
Nah, I ain't never been around like that.
Yeah, it's a different smell, bro. It's almost like something died and just stayed out there.
Wow.
Yeah, wife was talking about getting chickens. I thought about it, but I got 7 acres. I had to put them chickens way back in the wood. That wind blow from the north to south and it hit me. I'm like, nah, bro, y'all chickens got to go. But I got some friends down the road that got some chickens. The farm chicken, they come out brown, light brown, medium brown, green, eggs. You ever had a brown egg?
Yeah.
What you think about that yolk?
It's a little different. It's definitely different.
That's rich.
I remember trying even emu eggs one time. That's a whole different texture too.
Let me tell you, what kind of egg you said?
The emu, like the big, like the little fake ostrich.
The ostrich thing?
Yeah.
Man, that thing probably bigger than my head.
Yeah, they're a little bit different.
I don't know. I done tried duck eggs. They're all right. But I like farm raised chicken eggs because the yolk is so dark and so rich. And you know what that is? That's the nutrients, right?
Okay.
That's what happened. That's what made us kind of who we are. So not only did we wring chicken necks, and my great aunt would cut the head off, and we had the hot water running, so we stick them in there and pluck them. My uncle, her husband would go out to shoot ducks in the wintertime. We ate duck, man. They were kind of greasy, but we ate them. Me and my cousins had BB guns and pellet guns. We go out and shoot squirrels. Every now and then we get a rabbit. Rabbit was too fat, too juicy. The squirrel was always lean. Good eating.
Always shoot nah, I ain't eating no squirrel, George. I ain't with you on that.
Yeah, that's cause you grew up in Jersey.
Yeah. I got a cousin that was into that. Like, nah, I'm not eating no squirrel, yo.
Yeah, you cut the head off, so you ain't gotta really look at it. Say what you want. Squirrel is good eating, bro. I'm just saying. My aunt always told us, my great aunt, don't never kill nothing that we can't eat. If we can't eat it, like a blue jay or a red bird or something like that, don't shoot it. Don't shoot it. And so we didn't.
Wow.
Well, we ain't gonna lie to you. We probably did it a few times. We had enough sense not to bring the bird back.
Got you. But that was just like that was just normal growing up there in Tallahassee.
Yeah, well, so Tallahassee was in town where FAMU High was and Old Lincoln and other schools. We all lived in the rural areas.
Okay.
When you come in Tallahassee, you holler at me. So you saw that text I sent you about my boy, the car, Kilimanjaro? I sent you his name in the text.
Nah, I didn't
check
get a
him
chance
out.
to look it up yet.
No, you check him out when you get off this thing. You check that dude out. I ain't gonna tell you much about him. You text me later on and let you know what you think about that brother. That brother is deep. You ever heard of KMT?
Nah.
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
It's the language. So you familiar with the last name he chose, Kilimanjaro?
Yeah, a little. Not like
The
I want
mountain,
to be, but I know the basics of them. Yeah.
the tallest mountain supposedly in Africa. They say the tallest in the world, but definitely the tallest in Africa. The dude went to the mountaintop, man. He ain't Martin Luther King, but he went to the mountain in Kilimanjaro in Africa.
Wow.
Brother came back and changed his name, changed all his thoughts. He probably wrote 15, 20 books, if not more.
What was it? Was it like a spiritual thing for him?
Nah, he was a crazy dude in high school that was more athletic than anybody we've ever seen. 6'4". They made him play forward and center because he was 6'4", but he had handles. He went to FSU and started for 2 or 3 years. Tore his Achilles. FSU told him it was an ankle sprain. He played on a torn Achilles. Ruined his basketball career. Man. He sued him at 21 years old. Mind you, he was doing the role. So kids that go to FAMU High, they get to do the role of the university. My son is the PhD student. Oh, well, graduate. He professor at University of Minnesota.
Okay.
He doing the role. When he finished high school, he was about 3 credits short of having an AA degree. But that's because I told him to take off the last semester of high school year because you'll never get high school again. I told him that. You will never have a chance to have high school experience again in your life.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy it.
Yep. So, yeah, things like that. You check out Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely check them out. Now, let me ask you this. Like, because we talked about it before. I can't remember if you said it was Start, but it was a historical tree down there that was associated with like lynching and all that.
Monticello,
okay.
Yeah, it was a hanging tree.
And so I'm asking this because like is it almost like is it depicted like I was watching the interview, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and I was watching. I wrote the name of it down. I don't have it with me right here, but it's a book where Bill Duke was talking about how it was so disheartening because they had all these pictures of lynchings and like they were literally, you know how you do I forgot what they call them, but you got the steaks and like they do the rotisserie chicken. They would literally barbecue black people that were still alive.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't heard that. That sounds like some Mississippi shit.
Yeah, that's like crazy. But even like the lynches and stuff, like I forgot what book it was I was reading. No, it was one of the documentaries I was reading, and it and like I said, I don't hate anybody, but I don't understand how you can have the mentality to say, you know what, we're gonna go out there and string up this human being. We're gonna put on our Sunday's best. You got little girls out here taking pictures, smiling.
Yep.
And it's people hanging from a tree. You just literally killed somebody.
Like, they did it every Friday. Every Friday.
It was like a weekly thing. It was a weekly occurrence.
Yeah. But now, mind you, Tallahassee had one too. I didn't find out about it till later. It was right down there where the old courthouse was. So, mind you, everybody had one down the south. There wasn't nothing new. I only knew about the one in Monticello before I found out about the one in Tallahassee, but I could have guessed Tallahassee had one. Remember, I told you, Monticello is due east of Tallahassee, so all of it 15, 20 minutes most from Georgia. So it ain't that big trust me, it's not a big shock to me. And I know Georgia did it a lot because I got family live in Georgia. But you know what's cool? The major what's his name? Austin. That was up under Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Guess where he was raised at? He was born in Alabama, but guess where he was raised at? Thomasville, Georgia. He went to Thomasville High School. They named the street after him yesterday.
That's my man, Drew. What's good, Drew? Yeah, man. So, like, I don't know, man. I thank God that I didn't live in a place like that or during that time, because it's easy to say what we would have done, and I know everybody ain't signed up for it, but I just can't imagine. Like my mom, she talked about my Uncle Grip, rest in peace. Like he was one of those people. Like as soon as he got old enough, he jumped in the service because he had to get up out of North Carolina or the part of North Carolina that we were in, because he wasn't going to be looking the opposite way, or he wasn't going to be walking with his head down. You know what I mean? Things of that nature did.
Right. I'm sure that's what Lord Austin did too, because he joined the military as soon as he finished high school, 1970.
Who was that?
Lord Austin, the general, the one that Trump took down.
Oh, okay. The brother that just got fired. Yeah.
Yeah, the one he just fired. So, like I said, they named him. I better they named the street after him. Yesterday,
he's down that way.
Thomasville, Georgia, 25 miles from my house.
Okay. I didn't know nothing about his history. I didn't really know who he was until he got fired, and I seen so many military people on my timeline talking about how it was so. We all know the reason why he was terminated and what have you.
So check this out. You've been asking a lot of questions. I'm gonna ask you something. What you think about the DEI topic?
Man, it's kind of. I got so many different mixed emotions, because it's like it was one that I really wasn't up on until everybody started talking about. So I had to play catch up behind it. You know what I mean? And from my own investigating, it's like, let's be clear, DEI and affirmative action are two different things to me. They're not one and the same.
I know that,
but it's almost like
I don't think they know that though.
And that's it. Like it's almost like something that Biden said that always rubbed me the wrong way, because I never really cared for him anyway. But I remember when he was running with Obama, and I remember he said the more things change, the more they stay the same, and that always stuck with me, because
that's a very true statement throughout life.
And that's the point that I was getting ready to make, because it's like a lot of this stuff is wordplay to me. You know what I mean? It's like y'all gonna do it, like even this. Okay, so it's almost like you think about it. I look at it in terms of like football, like the Rooney Rule. Okay, and people talk about how oh man, this is so good for us as blacks, the Rooney Rule. Like, yo, why do I care if you got this fake rule in place where they have to at least interview a black person, but they know they're not gonna hire me?
That's true. That's true. So going back to DEI, there wasn't no DEI back in the 70s and 60s and 80s. I don't care what they say. I know Martin Luther King March. I know we got equal opportunity. When me and my boys got hired at the Air Force Base down here, Eglin Air Force Base, we didn't get hired because we were black. We got hired because we were the most qualified. And some blue eyed people might say, "Oh, that's what you think." Really? Let's see. My boy wound up being top of the class. I was number 2, and my other buddy was 3. I say, so, you talking to me? You talking to me? I know a grade I made.
Speak for itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Without me even saying that, I just looked at him like, you tripping. But it's okay. I let some people have some things. So when DEI finally came out last year, and the good old boys were talking about it at the bar, so I said, DEI, huh? I said, so some of y'all know my career and my background. Remember, my first job in IT was on a military facility in 1979. You really think I got DEI? Oh, no, we ain't talking about you. I guess y'all. You trying to, but you can't.
Yeah.
You're trying to, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because you hadn't done what I've done. None of y'all have done what I've done. Not on that part, anyway.
Yeah.
The top secret mission we ran back then, it ain't top secret no more. But like I told you before, man, that's the stuff we did really and truly, the country didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, I remember you talking to you one time, and you were telling me, like, y'all had cell phone technology back in the the early 70s in the 70s.
They were walk. They basically were walkie talkies. You seen the movies in Vietnam? Them big walkie talkies when they calling for help.
Yeah,
that was cell phone technology. Who you think they were talking to? They weren't talking to the trees.
Yeah.
They weren't talking to the trees, bro. It was cell phone technology and microwave. So microwave is outdated now. So microwave, but back then microwave was line of sight, so it had to be 50 miles apart. Wasn't putting no 50-mile microwaves up in Vietnam. Unless they had portables. So no, this stuff, man, this stuff ain't nothing new. People act like it's rocket science when they bring out something new. No, man, they've been working on this stuff 20 years before we even see it. That closed circuit. Remember when they showed us about I don't know if it was Iraq or Saudi Arabia or whatever, when they went in closed circuit and had the X in the middle and showed the building blowing up?
Yeah.
We did that in 79, 80, bro. The Tomahawk missile, the cruise missile, we tested all that stuff.
It's
right here in Florida.
Classified.
In Florida. In Florida, bro. Check
so
out
why do you think they keep that so secretive though?
Until it becomes a thing, it's not a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, until it comes out, it's not out yet.
I don't get it. Hey, my man Julian said his people in Virginia always talk about eating squirrels with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, we did that. We did that. Sometimes we do with rice and gravy.
See it, man.
No, I did more rice and gravy than potatoes. But we always had a green vegetable too, though.
Yeah, man. So what do you think is going to take? Like, and how you feel about this too? Before we get up out of here, like, I'm thinking, like, I was talking to somebody earlier, and I was like, with Elon Musk, like, how is it that we have somebody that's not even an elected official calling so many shots, and nobody is doing anything about it?
One word. One word. Money. Money. When in doubt,
So at the end of the day, that's
money.
all that really matters in a capitalistic society.
Money. When in doubt, if you have no answer, oh wait, what Tom Jones said on his radio show? When in doubt, follow the money.
That's crazy. I don't understand it.
Do you really think Trump is in office because he wants to make change? Yeah, he want to make change, all right. If you call change millions of dollars. Trump won't make money. Elon Musk and all this Doge friends gonna make money. All his friends making money right now. Now, mind you, Elon Musk, the last motherfucker, didn't make any money. At the end of the day, I mean, how many billions of dollars do you want? You want 2 billion or 4 billion? Or you want 100 billion? Rich get richer. Old school. Rich get richer. Poor get poor. A friend of mine, a white guy, who was a millionaire, told me 15, 20 years ago, there's not going to be a middle class pretty soon. It's going to be the haves and the have-nots. And that's not named after that TV show or movie.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be the haves and the have-nots.
And you said he told you this 10, 15 years ago.
15, 20 years ago.
Okay.
But he was rich then. I'll tell you about the people in Quincy, the white people in Quincy, that invested in Coca-Cola back in the 50s. They became millionaires in the 70s. And he's a child of one of the original investors in Coca-Cola back in the 50s, 40s or 50s. They picked little bitty Quincy, Gadsden County, because there was a lot of farmers over there, had a lot of acres, 100 acres, 200 acres, whatever. And they were doing a lot of farming. So Coca-Cola came out of Atlanta, wherever the hell they were, went to little bitty Gadsden County and picked all them white farmers and had them invest in Coca-Cola. That you will not find in a book. You probably can Google it.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew one of the descendants, the children.
Wow.
When in doubt, my brother, follow the money.
So talk about the Sanders again before we get up out here, man. Like with the Sanders, if he's such a Satan and such this bad guy, how is it that he keep getting reelected?
He can't get reelected anymore, can he? So he nominated his wife. Now he ain't nominated her. He backed his wife for running for governor. How do you think that shit gonna work? He did that today. He didn't, at least he didn't try to do like Trump said he's gonna do. Trump says maybe I should run again. If he can get Congress and the Supreme Court to change that, maybe he can.
Nah, we definitely don't want that to happen.
Money talks. Bullshit walk. I have not seen a Democratic Party person step up and say nothing yet. Have you?
Mm-mm. And what's the whole situation with him and Disney? Because I know you know about you probably that.
Well, I
so
know
what is it?
Like
they don't pay any taxes at Disney. They like their own state within Florida.
Yes, they pay taxes. They don't pay as much as they should because they own half of Orlando, right? So the thing is, he wants control. He like Dum Dum. I ain't gonna call him by his real name.
Mm-hmm.
He like Dum Dum in DC. Control freak. He want to control it. He wants to come and make a change, a difference. You gonna mess with Disney? You got to be a GD fool. He actually thought he was gonna win. I told some people, especially some Caucasians, y'all tripping.
Now, how did Disney even get that type of monopoly down that way?
Because they were the Mecca for the state of Florida. Okay. Everybody came to Disney. How went to Disney the first year it opened? 74, 73. Black kid going to Disney first year it opened. 72, 73, whatever year it was.
Mm-hmm.
Had to go through Pier. Slow down.
Wow.
Riding with the family. I-10 wasn't finished back then. I remember when they built I-10.
That's one of the main highways there, right?
Interstate.
Yeah.
Interstate 10 runs from Jacksonville, Florida to somewhere in California, nonstop. I-75 runs from Miami to Canada.
You said 75 does?
75 and 95.
I know 95 run all the way through. I didn't know
75
did.
75 doesn't go towards you, New York, New Jersey. 75 goes over Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan. Well, doesn't go Michigan, Ohio, one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up that way though.
I only know because I've driven them.
Mid. The mid USA.
Yeah, so 10, Interstate 10, Interstate 20, Interstate 40, Interstate 60, Interstate 80s. East and west. Mm-hmm. Anything with a 5 on it, north and south.
Yeah. Okay. It was funny because one of my friends made a post about that the other day, and I'm like, that was basic knowledge for me growing up since a child because, my father drove buses for years.
Okay.
He used to drive for Trailways and, different charter buses throughout the years. So I to this day, I still, when I go back and forth when I'm traveling, I still keep an atlas in my car because that was one of the first things my dad ever taught me was how to read a map. Your interstate, your blue is interstate versus interstate, the whites in north and south, east, west, and all that.
Yep, highways. Yep.
I know it was like common knowledge, but most people don't really didn't know that.
Nah, so US 1 was the main route back in the day. All the way up the East Coast, US 1.
And now you got 95, like you said, go on from the rooted, what they say, from the rooted to the tutor. Top to the bottom.
I think the interstate was Eisenhower, president. I think he came in with interstate. I think that was Eisenhower. Now, I'm not a big history guy, but I know a little bit. My son's a history major.
Okay.
Eisenhower, I think, developed the interstate route. And it was to get trucks and commodities across the country in a fast rate of speed, Everybody didn't want to go on a ship and take it around from wherever it came from to California and drop it off in the port in New Orleans or drop it off in the port in Baltimore. They didn't want to do that. They're doing it now. They're still doing it, but interstate was a better way to do it. Faster way to do it anyway. Boat might come in Miami. They put that thing get that thing off that boat, put that freight car or whatever in the back of that semi haul buggy or that train. Mm-hmm. But that ship might not be going up north for another 2 weeks.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But they're still doing both ways. But yeah, man, it is what it is, my man.
Yeah, in Miami, that's a whole other world, period.
Man, I have no idea how many nationalities are in Miami.
That's what I try to tell people. Like, people always talk about New York being a melting pot. Miami is off the chain because it got so many different facets to it.
Have you been there?
Nope. I keep saying I got to get down there, but I got to make sure I go with the right people. You feel me?
No doubt, no doubt.
Because I tell people all the time, I'm one of those places. When I go traveling, I don't like to necessarily go to the tourist spots. I like to go to see where the action at, but I don't have to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way.
But being a part of the culture, so I'm big on not really going places without somebody that's from there and know the lay of the land, so to speak.
Yeah, I got a cousin live down there, so whenever I go Lauderdale, he always takes me to Miami, so I feel comfortable rolling with him because he know where to go and where not to go.
Uh-huh.
So,
Because
but I
they
don't
will
like
line
Miami.
you up down in Miami.
Yeah, I don't like Miami. I do not like Miami. When I go to Miami, I stay in Lauderdale. I drive down to Miami and I come back. I ain't at no club. I ain't going to none of that stuff.
I remember years ago. I was down there in West Palm Beach. Me and my boy, we went down to West Palm Beach.
Right.
And it was like so funny to me because I had no idea. Like it was like we got on the public bus down there, and the bus driver was like 75. It's like the whole town just seemed to be so old.
It's a retirement community.
Yeah, we didn't realize it when we went down there because we hear about West Palm Beach and this here and that there. This when I was working at the airlines. Like, let's go down there and see what's going on in West Palm Beach.
All you gotta do is go to the beach. You'll have a lot more fun back then.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we did. We wound up going down to the beach. We went down to we left
on the beach.
We left West Palm Beach and went down to Daytona Beach.
I see that's the spot right there. That's the spot back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
That was Black College Weekend.
We was down there for one of Luke events.
Okay.
Luke had something going on down there, man. Well, listen, bro. They might have been Jack the Rapper that year. But man,
okay. I already know.
If we had a time. I just leave it at that. We had a good time down there.
Oh no, I could not tell you what we did. But yeah, crazy kind of cool.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother, I'm gonna get back in.
Get up out of here, man. I'm gonna let you go, man.
Yeah, man, you can talk
it, man. Like I said, I'm gonna definitely have you back on, man.
Man, just holler at me sometime. You ain't gotta wait for a podcast.
No doubt, man. It's good to see you, man. And hear from you again, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. I didn't realize it was 5 years though.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Dang. Time flies.
I told Felisa and Rise about the show tonight, so they probably if they wasn't in the comments, so they'll probably catch the playback.
Okay. Who was that? Anybody I know?
Right, yeah, Rise and Felisa.
Oh, Felisa. Okay.
Yeah. She back down. She back at it again. She she's doing her preacher thing and everything.
She doing her what?
Preacher. Felisa a preacher.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then one of them, they all go from Central Lake, Lumen, whatever they are.
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think Felisa just went back maybe about 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay.
I don't know about Rising though.
Yeah, I hadn't talked to either one of them in a minute. All right, bro, I'm gonna shut it down here in a minute.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. I thank everybody for tuning in, man. We be back next Tuesday with the first of the month freestyle show. Everybody, again, as I said at the beginning of the month, like let's not get to the place where we celebrate Black History during February. Let's celebrate Black History every day and make it our business to learn our history. Not what they want us to learn, but what's the actual factuals. And so that we can, like they said, when we have knowledge of what happened, we don't have to worry about going back there because the way things going, they really trying to take us back to the 40s and the 50s. Like, and I think that's one thing as a collective people, the white people, Black people, all of us, we do not want to go back to that. And it's up to us to make sure that things that don't happen. So let's do our due diligence. Let's educate ourselves and equip ourselves with the knowledge that we need so that we don't go back to that ugly history that we've known to be.
No, sir. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so having said that, man, I appreciate everybody, man. I hope you guys enjoy time with your family. Make every moment count while you still can, because people are leaving up out of here left and right. So make sure the ones that you love on them properly and let them know. let them know it in everything that they, in every aspect that you can. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. And as usual, signing off, DeAndre and Elisha, know that Daddy loves you intentionally, but I also love you unconditionally. Till next week, peace.
Later, bro.